All right, so jumping in with my 15, I got Amari Cooper.
Yeah, he was my 12.
Yeah. And just kind of reiterate some stuff. I mean, obviously we know what he was able to do with Dak last year. I mean, it was really, really incredible. You know, I dropped him where he is just because of the ankle. I do like CD a lot more this year than him. I think he's going to take the step forward. Amari Cooper's going to kind of take a little bit of a step back, but I still have him ranked high because of the potential.
No, yeah. With Dak last year, weeks 1 through 4, he was wide receiver 3, and he saw, even without Dak in there, he was still seeing incredible volume. 14th in targets last year, 130. 11th in receptions, 92. 14th in yards, 1,114. Had 5 touchdowns, which is a little low. 21.2% target share in this offense is good enough. I'm still holding on to my ranking of 12 for Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I don't know. When you have somebody that, you know, with an ankle,
it could drop if I find out some more news or start getting a little bit more concerned. But right now, I'm holding home.
Yeah, and that's fine. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and just start dropping him now because I think it needs to go there. I mean, he's still going in 407. So still
love that.
Still going a little high, in my opinion, for somebody that could be on the PUP list.
I haven't heard anything like that.
Well, he's beginning training camp on the PUP list, so
yeah,
if it extends...
but training camp, you can come off the PUP list at any time.
True, but if it extends... But yeah, I mean, he still had 1,000 yards, 92 receptions, 5 touchdowns, excellent stats. So we talked about him last week. If you want to learn more, you can go back and listen to last week's episode.
Yep. So 16s.
Yep. You go ahead.
I have Chris Godwin.
That's really funny.
What?
It's the first one we agree on.
Okay.
So just in case you watched or listened to our previous one with Julio Jones, I actually have Julio ranked at 17, not 16, so I apologize. I do have Chris Godwin ranked at 16.
Yep. He played 12 games last year, and he was 15th in points per game in that time span with 13.2. Weeks 10 through 17 with AB on the team, he was a wide receiver 13, 14.4 points per game, and only had 1 bust game in that entire time period. His catch rate was incredible last year, one of the league leaders. He will lead this team in targets, receptions, and yards.
100%.
He did slightly overproduce last year in the touchdown department. He had 7 touchdowns. It isn't a bad number, but he only had 7 targets inside the 10 zone. He turned that into 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns in the red zone on 9 targets. All of his touchdowns except 1 came inside the red zone. So he wasn't offering like big, explosive, huge plays. But the connection, like with Mike Evans, was very good at the second half of the season with Chris Godwin and Tom Brady. He sees an 18.9% target share in this offense, but he is also 13th in yards per target last year at 10 yards per target. So incredibly efficient.
Yeah, I mean, when you kind of look at that his season last year, you know, we had all the hype in the world coming in that he was just going to be elite. And he
was incredible the year before, but we both didn't really like him or Mike Evans' draft price.
Right.
Mike Evans could have paid off. Chris Godwin, if you took him there, no, it did not pay off. He missed a lot of time. But
12 games. He just had a myriad of issues.
Yep.
To get a
but
hamstring.
Again, the second half of that season, even with AB on the team, he was still very good.
Right. He did have a hamstring issue at one point, and I think he had to have surgery on his hand or something too. But either way, I mean, we saw what he was able to do with a junkie Jameis Winston. Knocked to Jameis Winston. I think coming into this year
Jameis Winston, he was the wide receiver 4. So
I just hate Jameis Winston.
I know you do.
So, but I think with Tom Brady, I think it's just going to continue to go up. They did still re-sign Antonio Brown, which I thought was crazy, but hey, more power to them.
Well, it looks like Godwin's going to be gone
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad to say. But Chris Godwin is playing on like you just said, a contract year. Yeah, so he's on his franchise. He's going to have a really good season because he wants to get that payday.
Yeah.
So I do expect him to have a very, very good season. And honestly, he's going at 405. I don't mind that too much.
I like it. I like both of him and Mike Evans' draft price.
Okay, great. They're both going 4th round.
Yep.
So, but you know, I like I said, I don't mind that too much. It's a price that I would still be willing to pay, especially if I went running backs early. And he could be most likely he'll be my number 2.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge tight end early guy, so wouldn't mind it at all.
So year 17 was Julio.
Yep. Who's your 17?
Cooper Kupp.
Starting to get a little closer, buddy. I hate to say it.
Where you got Cooper Kupp?
I got him at 18.
Okay. So Cooper Kupp last year played 15 games, 27th overall wide receiver. Big fall from the previous year.
Huge.
But it was really just one thing. So he was 19th in targets last year with 124, 12th in receptions with 92, 22nd in yards with 974.
Pulled a Robert Woods.
3 touchdowns. 88th. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He led the Rams in every pretty much receiving category that mounts, receiving, receptions, yards. He had the best targets per game average.
Yep.
He was better than Woods in every statistical category except touchdowns.
Yep.
And it was crazy bad in the red zone last year with Cooper Kupp. He saw 13 red zone targets last year, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
5 10 zone targets, turned that into 1 touchdown. It went from super efficient in the red zone the year before to last year was not. I think I'm willing to blame Jared Goff.
I always blame Jared Goff.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. So
his team's also like, they're not going to be like, I don't think they can just run the ball like they really do want to, especially now that the Cam Akers gone. The Malcolm Brown leaving, I think now is going to burn them.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to rely on the passing game a little bit more, and the quarterback play will improve.
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford coming in is a big bump.
Huge. Yeah, definitely Matthew Stafford coming in is going to help this offense. And I think it's going to definitely bring these receivers, back to what they were the year before. Robert was the year before coming into last season. The one thing I kept saying was if he would get the touchdowns,
he would get he was the target leader, the reception leader, but that was Kupp last year.
But then what happened was it kind of shifted and Robert Woods was getting the touchdowns.
Yeah, Robert Woods last year went to his normal mark. That one year was just a really down year.
Right. So we'll kind of see what happens. I mean, because Cooper Kupp the year before, I think he finished fourth.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, 10 touchdowns on the season.
He has a 23.6% target share in this offense.
Yeah.
He's the number one.
Right. I definitely agree with you. Which is funny because people are still drafting Robert Woods over him.
I mean, I love both of them. They're both going to be very good.
I would take either.
Take the shot. What?
I would take either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really care. But I definitely think that, Cooper Kupp needs to have those touchdowns though to be, in that conversation.
How bad those stats are and just watching the games, it's going to improve.
Well, the thing that it's not,
because he was still incredible on third downs.
Yeah, but 92 receptions isn't bad.
No, that's 12th in the league last year.
Yeah,
that was very good.
And his yards isn't great.
No,
974 when he had over 1100.
But yeah, his yards per catch did go down last year.
Yeah, a little under 2%. Right, 12.4 to 10.6.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it killed him with the touchdowns, going from 10 to 3.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I have Cooper Kupp right there at 18. And I definitely have him over Robert Woods. That's who I would go with.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked today's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel below. We also have a merch store we want you to check out with all new gear that we've got available. That'll be in the description. Also, if you want to see any past videos, you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one.